you have these young people, primarily young women, 18, 19, 20 years of age. They are being given offers that they cannot refuse. Let me explain what these offers look like. Let's make up an artist here. Let's say we have an artist called Billie Eilish. So we've got this, let's just say a musician, an artist, Billie Eilish. It's a fictional person, a fictional individual, Billie Eilish. And we're going to imagine, because it's 2026, of course, we are going to imagine that Billie identifies as a woman. Because it's 2026. So we've got Billie Eilish, who identifies as a woman. She's 20 years of age. She's been playing music for a little while. She is relatively attractive. Let's say she's an 8 out of 10 in terms of her attractiveness. Hypothetical scenario here, folks. Billie Eilish, an 8 out of 10. Maybe she's a 7 out of 10. And Willie's been playing for a few years, and she's just watching all of this action on social media. She would love to be famous. She would love to find herself in a set of circumstances whereby her music gets pushed to the forefront of everyone's feed on social media. She would love to have a record deal. She'd love to be a global superstar. And so what happens? There are these people that we are going to call scouts. There are scouts, and they're out sniffing around, trying to see if they can find some young female who is relatively attractive, who is desperate for fame and global superstardom and followers online. And they approach this young woman who's only 20, and they basically say to her, these scouts, they say, Willie, I've heard some of your music. How about I give you the following offer? How about I use my contacts with my record label, with the social media platforms, with the streaming platforms. I'll use all of my contacts, give you a record deal, give you all the money to make all of your own music and create your own albums. I will allow you to gain access to the best studios on the planet with the best musicians, the best songwriters that can help you write your music. I'll give you all of this, and then whenever you produce your album and your songs, I will then use my contacts with my record label, with the people I know at radio stations, with the streaming platforms, and with all of the social media platforms and their algorithms. I will use all of my contacts in these particular areas to ensure that your album and your songs are artificially pushed to the front of everyone's feed. Whether it's on social media, the streaming platforms, I will ensure that your music gets lots of airtime on radio. I will ensure that you are sprawled across the world on all of these billboards. I will make sure that there will be a whole bunch of mainstream media outlets who will have you on for interviews and live performances. And I will ensure that you capture the audiences, the global audiences on the mainstream media platforms. I will do all of this for you, Willie. And Willie's thinking, oh, Really? I get to make all my own music, and I get to be around all these songwriters in a wonderful brand new studio, and you're going to do all of this for me? This is a dream come true. And the scout says, yes, that's correct, Willie. We'll do all of that for you. And not only will you become a global superstar, not only will your music be artificially pushed into the faces of the masses, not only will we do that, but you will be very handsomely rewarded financially. You will be set for life. You will be a global superstar. Everyone will know your music, and you will become a multi-millionaire. And, you know, if your songs are half decent, maybe you'll become a billionaire. Who knows? Just maybe give it enough time. And Willie says, oh, this is just, I'm only 20 and, oh, this is just, I could never have imagined this happening. Oh, well, thank you so much, Mr. Scout. And then the scout says, so are you in, Willie? Willie Eilish, are you in on this? Is it a deal? Oh, well, this is just, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Perfect. And then the scout says something at the end of the negotiation. Just as they're about to shake hands on the deal, which seems too good to be true, the scout will then say to our fictional musician, Willie Eilish, the scout will say, oh, and by the way, there's only one thing that you need to do to hold up your end of the bargain. Anything. That's what Willie says. Anything. I'll do anything, sir. Anything, Mr. Scout. And the scout says, oh, anything. Okay, sure. There's only one little thing we need you to do. Just one thing. I need you to push this political agenda. Willie, I need you to talk specifically. See, when you're up on stage, Willie, and you're performing all this music that we are going to help you create and that we are going to push using social media and the streaming platforms and mainstream media and radio, all this music that we are going to help you create. The best musicians, the best studios on the planet. All this music. When you're up on stage, or whenever you're doing an interview, the only thing we need you to do is to say these things about these topics and don't talk about these things, okay? So I want you to push this political agenda, Willie, okay? It's just a small thing, Willie. Just say this, this, and this. Don't talk about this, this, and this. And then you and I have a deal. That's all. And then Willie says, is that it? You just need me to push a political agenda, say this, this, and this, and don't talk about this, this, and this, and I have this record deal, and I'm going to incur all the benefits of all these things that you've already talked to me about? Yes, that's correct, Willie. Oh, then we have a deal. That, folks, is how the music business works in 2026. You basically have a whole bunch of people, like our fictional character, Willie Eilish. You have a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of musicians who are normally young. They are normally young, and the demographic or the gender that is particularly sought after, the gender that's most sought after is not only women, but young women. There are men too, that is true, and they also get the same, more or less, it's the same proposition for them. More or less the same. And so what happens? Well, you can see what's going to happen here, folks. You've got a whole bunch of scouts that are looking for inexperienced, decent musicians who are desperate to become globally famous, to become rich, to have lots of followers on social media, desperate to have a record deal. You've got a whole bunch of scouts out looking for young, inexperienced musicians who will happily sell their soul. And you know the funny thing, folks? Most of them don't even know that they are being taken advantage of. Most of them don't even realize they are young, they are in their early 20s, maybe they are in their teens. They don't know shit about the world. They've been given this extraordinary opportunity whereby they are going to be allowed to create their own music, gain access to the best equipment and studios in the world, the best production teams, the best session players on the planet. They are going to be given this opportunity to be pushed to the front of everyone's feed on social media as the algorithm is adapted and changed to their benefit. They are going to get all the streams on the streaming platforms. They are going to be pushed on the streaming platforms. They are going to be put on radio. They are going to get lots of airtime on radio. They are going to be invited in for interviews with mainstream media. They will be allowed to openly promote their album and their songs. They will be on the billboards. Everyone will talk about them. They will go to the Grammys and they will get a little trophy for holding up their end of the deal. And what is their end of the deal, folks? You guessed it. Pushing a political agenda. Folks, if you don't believe me, what I'm saying, and I'm not saying that you should. I'm a dipshit. I don't know anything about the world. If you don't believe me, go watch the Grammys. And don't just watch them in their entirety. Don't waste your time doing that. Go to the speeches at the Grammys. See all the people who won their little worthless trophy? Go listen to their speeches. And listen closely. Are they talking about their music? Is it a big musical discussion? Or is it a political discussion? Go listen to their interviews. Is it all about music all the time? Go look at their sponsors. Go look at who endorses them. And you're going to tell me that these are the best musicians on the planet at the Grammys in 2026? Holy fuck, folks, please, spare me the drivel. Music has been captured by politics. There was always a certain amount of politics in music. Because as I've said already, we are all in the political game. But it is now being hijacked. These people that you are seeing at the Grammys, these musicians that are winning awards at the Grammys, they are being artificially promoted. This is not the best that humanity has to offer. If there was a legitimate, open, free market that was not being manipulated, if there was an open, free music market, these people at the Grammys, they would drown. The vast majority of them, they would drown. The only reason that you know these people, the only reason they are at the Grammys is because they sold their soul to a political agenda. That is the most likely thing that has happened here. And you know why I know this, or why I'm so sure? It goes back to what I said at the beginning. The quality of music, folks, is not subjective. I can use my ears. You know your ears, folks, one of your critical senses? You know, you're allowed to use them every now and again if you choose to do so. And surprise, surprise, when the Bandido listens to music in the 1980s and he listens to music in the 2020s. Yes, that's correct, folks. My ears can hear a difference in the quality. The quality of the songwriting, the quality of the singing, the feeling that goes into the music. Does the artist believe what they are actually singing and writing about? Oh yes, you can pick up on all of that. The quality of the lyrics. How good is the actual lyrical writing? Of course there's a difference in the quality. And anybody who tries to give you this garbage, music is subjective, the quality's subjective, music now is just as good as it was in the 1980s. Please. Ha! You naive numbskull. Of course it's not. If you are living under that deluded notion that music now has not been more captured than it ever has by political agendas, you are an idiot.